It was a funny journey when I was younger, because I loved both soccer and basketball simultaneously. So I kid and I joke, but I retired from basketball when I was in fourth grade, where I just wasn't having fun and I just wanted to play soccer. My family's Italian, Argentinian, like that's what we love. That's our passion. When I got to, I want to say a freshman in high school in California, they're in the same season, basketball and soccer. So I kind of had to pick, and I went with basketball because at the time it was, 90s basketball. When you talk about the NBA, WNBA, Olympics, it was just a lot of energy, and I fell in love with it. '07, we were just some young kids out there playing. We didn't know how big of a stage it was. We didn't know how good the other teams were. We were just so insulated in our little bubble of like trying to prove ourselves to the rest of the league, to the rest of the world. And it just all happened at the right moment when Coach Westhead and Coach Gaines came, and there was just a sense of this is our year. And then '09 was kind of piggybacking off that. I think we were a little bit more secure individually. I think we were collectively as a team just super deep and so talented, and we played with this force. People didn't think we were a very physical team because we were a little bit smaller, but we played with this tremendous force and confidence that, I think just blew teams away. And then 2014, when you get the right mix of players that are all on the same page, they are all in their, primes physically and mentally. We went on that winning streak of, 14, 15 games. And it seemed like we didn't break a sweat because everyone was just on the same page. And that continued into the finals. And that was one of the funnest years I ever had playing basketball. '04 was probably the one that I enjoyed the most because it was my first one. I was 21, rookie in the WNBA, and I got the call up to go to the Olympics with what an amazing team and just a star-studded team with players that I looked up to, that I watched, that I followed as a little kid, and I got to share the court with them. And going to the Olympics was just fascinating to see. China was a whole different set of circumstances where, I was starting. I think I was a little bit more of a veteran after 4 years in the league and playing overseas. I had a great grasp of, what the international game was like and how to play it. And then we got 2012, which was London. I feel like that was a big reunion with Coach Auriemma and to be able to share the court with him again and kind of, in a different role that we had in college where, he obviously was, such a mentor to me and taught me a lot about life and basketball, where in London, there was a shift of advice going back and forth where, now he kind of walked into the realm of, the professional players and overseas and international play. So there was that great synergy of like really learning from each other. And then Rio, what can I say? I have to say that was probably one of the best teams I ever played on. When you look at the talent on that team and just the way we played together, there was just this synergy of knowing what each one of us liked to do, and it just happened over and over. And Rio was an amazing Olympics. I just remember in '04, she was just a consummate leader. She just knew where to put people in what position to be successful. And she did it in such an unselfish way, which caught my eye. Sometimes you think you have to do it all to be the leader, score all the points, and, get all the rebounds. But there's so much more to being a great leader than, just the statistics part of it. And she showed, a different way to do it. And now you fast forward, her being the Olympic coach, she brings that confidence of I've been there and I'm going to make sure you guys get there too. And that's the one thing that I've enjoyed about Dawn so much and playing for the World Championships and now going forward. Kind of mirrors life where, it's always changing. It's always evolving. Not only the people around you, the coaches, yourself, you evolve, you change mentally, physically. There's different obstacles and challenges that you have to get through. And I think as long as you're working towards getting better, and, we talk about it all the time, getting better changes as your career changes. There's different points where, getting better might mean leading the league in scoring. And then at this point in my career, getting better might be making sure that Skylar, BG, Kia, Nurse are all in the right spots to be the most successful players that they can be. That all changes as you get older. all these athletes have, put their whole lives into one event, into one race. I think that's the one thing when we go as basketball players, we realize how, this is their moment, and we take that very serious. And I think that also spills over to how we approach every game. This could be our last game if we don't win. So there's a lot of crossover in that type of mentality. We know where we're at in our careers and what we've done for USA Basketball. And, there's always a passing of the torch, whether you want to do it or not. Time figures that out for you. But I think right now we're just so focused on making sure we get there in the best shape, mentally, physically. And it's always a challenge when you get together and you have 2 weeks to prepare. And the rest of it will take care of itself.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.